Good morning, everyone. How are you, kids? It's good to see you again. And today we're going to continue our story about Joseph. And if you remember last week, he interpreted or he told the Pharaoh what the Pharaoh's dreams were about. Do you remember anything about the dreams? It was where there was 7 fat cows and 7 skinny cows, and the skinny cows ate the fat cows, but they're still skinny. And Joseph told him that there was going to be 7 years of lots and lots and lots of food, and then there was going to be 7 years of not very much food, and so that they really needed to store up food during those 7 years where they had lots of it. So that's where we left off, because Pharaoh put Joseph in charge of doing that. And so if you stay with me, we will continue our story. Okay, our story is from the Free Bible Illustrations, and you can find our story in the book of Genesis, chapter 42, verses 1 through 38. And today our story is about Joseph's brothers visit Egypt. When Jacob heard that grain was available in Egypt, he said to his sons, "Go and buy enough grain to keep us alive. Otherwise, we will starve." But Jacob wouldn't let Joseph's younger brother Benjamin go with them, fearing some harm might come to him. Since Joseph was governor of Egypt and in charge of selling the grain, the brothers had to report to him. When they arrived, they bowed before him with their faces to the ground. Joseph recognized his brothers instantly, but he pretended he didn't know them. "Where are you from?" he asked. "From the land of Canaan," they said. Joseph accused them of being spies. "No, my lord," they protested. "Your servants have simply come to buy food. We are all brothers of the same family. Our youngest brother is back in Canaan." "You are spies," Joseph insisted. "I promise by the life of Pharaoh that you will never leave Egypt unless your youngest brother comes here. One of you must go and get your brother. I'll keep the rest of you here in prison. Then we'll find out whether or not your story is true." So Joseph had them all put in prison for 3 days. On the 3rd day, Joseph said to them, "I am a God-fearing man. Do as I say, and you will live. One of you must remain in prison. The rest may go home with grain. But you must bring your youngest brother back to me to prove that you're telling the truth." The brothers agreed. The brothers spoke among themselves. "We're being punished because of what we did to Joseph a long time ago. We saw his anguish when he pleaded for his life, but we wouldn't listen. That's why we're in this trouble." "Didn't I tell you not to sin against the boy?" Reuben asked. "But you wouldn't listen to me. Now we have to answer for his blood." They did not know Joseph could understand all that they were talking about. Joseph turned away from them and began to cry. When Joseph regained his composure, he chose Simeon and had him tied up right before their eyes and taken to prison. Joseph then ordered his servants to fill the men's sacks with grain. He also gave them supplies for the journey home. Joseph also gave secret instructions to return each brother's payment at the top of his sack. the brothers set off back to Canaan. When they stopped for the night, they discovered the money in the top of the sacks. Then their hearts sank. Trembling, they said to each other, "What has God done to us?" When they got home, they told Jacob all that had happened. Jacob was also terrified when he saw the returned money. "You are robbing me of my children," he cried. "Joseph is gone, Simeon is gone, and now you want to take Benjamin too. Everything is going against me. Benjamin will not go to Egypt with you. His brother Joseph is dead, and he's all I have left." Okay, so that was more of our story about Joseph. And let's do a quick review of what's happened so far. Remember, Joseph is the son of Jacob. Jacob has 12 sons. That's a lot of boys. Anyway, Joseph was one of his favorite sons, and he gave Joseph a coat of many colors. And his brothers were jealous of him, and so they sold him, and he ended up in Egypt. And Joseph has a younger brother named Benjamin. And now that Joseph is gone, his father Jacob thinks that Benjamin is his favorite son now because he thinks Jacob is dead, because that's what his brothers told him. Anyway, his brothers went to Egypt to get some grain because that's where they had stored up grain, and they had to ask Joseph for this grain. And the brothers did not recognize Joseph, but they bowed down to him. Joseph knew who they were, though, but he pretended he didn't know who they were. But he really wanted to see his little brother Benjamin. And so he made a deal with his brothers that he would keep one of them there in prison. The others could go home, and they could take grain with them, but they had to bring Benjamin back in order for him to free the one that was in prison. So that's where we're going to leave off for today, and we're going to find out if they come back or not, and if they bring Benjamin, and we will see what Joseph does about his brothers. So this week, we will actually be having kids worship. Yay! So I get to see some of you in real person. So Sunday morning, I hope to see people, I hope to see people, you. And we're actually going to have class in the big room at 9:30. Mr. Charlie and I will be teaching a class for all the kids ages 2 up to 5th grade. And then we're going to have kids worship like we always did before. So make sure you show up Sunday for class at 9:30 in the big room. And I will see you there. Bye-bye.